Now it's time to open up the NEC Notebook and take a look at what's happening in the Northeast Conference. Monmouth superstar David Sinisi is the NEC's Offensive Player of the Week. He battered Old Dominion with a career-high 41 carries for 216 yards. He ran for 2 touchdowns and threw for a third. Sinisi has extended his mark as the NCAA's active scoring leader to 366 points, and they keep piling up. Albany's got our Defensive Player of the Week in linebacker Dave Nicomini. He came up big on 2 goal line stands to stop Sacred Heart. Nicomini finished the day with 2 tackles for a loss, a sack, and broke up 3 passes. Seahawks quarterback Nick Dorsey is the NEC Rookie of the Week. The scrambler ran for 144 yards and 3 scores in the 56-48 victory, which became the highest scoring game in NEC history. You've already seen the Coast Special Teams Player of the Week at Central's Roberto Rodriguez. He blocked 2 kicks to spark a win over Columbia for the NEC's first ever Ivy League victory. That gives him 3 blocks on the season, but this guy makes big plays no matter where he's lined up on the field. Now, Rodriguez shares the Special Teams Award with Wagner's Franz Placide, who blocked the St. Francis punt and recovered it for a score. He's already got 3 Special Teams touchdowns on this young season. Folks, we're just getting to the heart of NEC Conference play, and they're battling for bragging rights outside of Pittsburgh today with Duquesne hosting the Robert Morris Colonials. Coming up next week, Albany powerhouse running back David McCarty leads his crew against Duquesne, and the Dukes will do their best to stop him. And that'll do it for this week's edition of the NEC Notebook. Special day here at Central, and not just because it's homecoming. My partner Dave Popkin is on the field to explain.
There's no doubt about that, Paul, and I thank you. We're going to talk with C.J. Jones, the athletic director, outgoing athletic director for Central Connecticut State, and also the president of the university, Dr. Jack Miller, in his 5th year here with Central. And let's talk a little bit first about C.J. and the job that he did here over the last 14 years as AD, and he was here a long time overall.
Oh, he's been here since he was an undergraduate, and last night we had a marvelous celebration for him, and I'll simply say what I said then. There is no bluer blue devil than C.J. Jones, and he's done so many things for so many students. It was marvelous to see them all turn out last night and honor him.
44 years on campus, and let's talk a little bit about some of the progress that the athletic department has had over the last few years. I know softball, baseball, a lot of advances here as you continue to invest in athletics.
Well, CJ's led us in improving our academics. We have big field projects going on out here that will result in new fields for baseball, softball, track, soccer, lacrosse, and football. So there's a total revamp in our outdoor sports activities.
Doctor, I know you're also very proud of the work that Central Connecticut State is doing here in the community in New Britain, not just on campus.
Well, civic engagement is a big part of our work. Our students know it. Their volunteerism is tremendous. And everybody's having a hard time with this economy. So while we are, so are the people that support us in the community. So we're working to help build the public schools, to improve the arts community, and to do a major effort along with the mayor to reduce homelessness in New Britain.
Doctor, thanks very much. We appreciate you joining us, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you. It looks like we're going to need a lot of good luck.
Okay, Central Connecticut trailing it 12-0, and I'm being joined by C.J. Jones, the outgoing athletic director here for Central. And what are some of your fondest remembrances of your time as AD here on campus?
Well, I think just the fact that we've become a quality Division I program. We were very good at Division II, and then when we became Division I, we struggled. So to be able to turn us into a quality Division I program, I think there's only one other school in the state, and we know that has more NCAA appearance and conference championships than we do. So, you know, we're well respected now. Men's basketball's been in the tournament 3 times, baseball's been 3 times, women's soccer. So all of those programs, and academically the kids have done well and are graduated. So it's just been wonderful to see the transition and be a part of that.
And this football program, Jeff McInerney and his whole staff, 5 straight winning seasons now, and off to a good start this year.
Yeah, we haven't had 5 straight winning seasons until I was an undergraduate back in the 60s, so that too has made a tremendous impact on the atmosphere around campus. So it's just a great place to be and a lot of fun now, and with the new facilities it's going to be even better.
CJ, what are you going to miss about the job, and what are you going to do now?
Well, I think I'll miss the kids, you know, going to practices, going to games, and really being a part of it. That part I'll miss. What I'm going to do, anything I want to do. And I don't have any time frame, so I'll probably come back and do a little fundraising and help, you know, with the coaches and development, those types of things. And obviously spend a little more time with my wife and a lot more traveling.
CJ, tremendous job here over the years, and I just want to thank you personally for all you've done for us here on NEC TV to help us grow as well.
Great, appreciate it.
Okay, CJ Jones, the outgoing athletic director for Central Connecticut State. Paul, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dave, and I second that motion. We will never visit Central Connecticut State without thinking about CJ Jones and his accomplishments. Paul Dottino and Dave Popkin back in New Britain, Connecticut, where Central Connecticut State knocks off Sacred Heart 24-12 in what was a very entertaining game. I will tell you that it was a 12-0 Pioneers lead at the half, and as we look at some of these stats, you have to take note that Central built up most of these numbers after they came out of the locker room.
Over 150 of those rushing yards for Central Connecticut State came in the second half. Sacred Heart, 259 passing yards, so total yards evened up. Third down conversions pretty even. Central Connecticut owned the ball for much of the second half. Turnovers, 1 apiece, but the big one was an interception return for a touchdown by Marcus Dorsey that salted the game away. Central was up by 5, and then Dorsey picked off Fink and went 101 for the score.
It was a third down pass play by Fink. It came with 2:24 to go, and that resulted in the final score of 24-12. But it was really a 12-10 Sacred Heart lead after 3 quarters, when midway through the 4th quarter, it was a bad snap on a punt that Friedman had trouble handling that wound up giving the Blue Devils premier field position. James Mallory went 9 yards on a touchdown run to make it 17-12 Blue Devils. And then Marcus Dorsey, our Akadema Player of the game, comes up with this pick that you alluded to moments ago, Dave, and that was the clincher for the Blue Devils.
Fink was rolling the other way, threw into double coverage. Dorsey was there, stayed at home, and then they couldn't catch him. And that was the big play of the game.